Okay, this is lesson 66 and part 4, and the title of the series that we're going through at the moment is A Body of Work. Well, all the stuff that I've given you, that's a body of work. In the tips that I'm giving you, it's how the body works in relationship to the golf swing, and more importantly, how the body works in relationship to the golf fault. Now, if you said to me, Luther, I'm going to live abroad and not going to see you ever again, give me 1, 2, 3 minute lesson on to build the rest of my golfing career on. And in a heartbeat, I tell you about the left thumb. So here's the golf club, and here's my body, and the link between my body and the club is the grip. And the cornerstone, the key element of the grip, is the behavior of the left thumb. So you'll have seen me do this before, but it's worth reiterating. If I take the middle of my thumbnail and the top of the thumb bone, you can see those 2 dots, hopefully. And then I join the dots with the pen. I've chosen to do it on my bare thumb because I don't wear a glove, but you could do this on your glove, and it would be a training aid, so don't use it in a competition, but when you're practicing, that thumb. Okay, so this is the way the good Lord made me. He made me with my arms hanging inward, so I turn my palms out so they're neutral and square. Can you see the behavior of the left thumb? So the left thumb, the club falls into the grip, and you can see that the left thumb bone is parallel to the shaft but right of centre. Now let me say it again, because people think parallel means on top. It doesn't necessarily. I want the thumb bone to be to the right of centre. Now the beauty of that is that the grip will make sure that the wrist cock is 90 degrees. Okay? Now all of us are made with the tip of the thumbnail opposite the first joint of the index finger. If the thumb goes beyond that point, you can see that this is corrupted and we've got a disaster on our hands. Okay, there's the thumb hanging, the club falls into the hand, and I've got a perfect thumbprint in the left thumb there. Okay, now this is how the body works. If the left thumb is parallel, the right hand fits it perfectly. I'm sure the good Lord knew all about golf when he made us, so he designed us that the groove in the right palm fits the curve in the left thumb. And like a dovetail joint in woodwork, these 2 joints join together and your left and right hand become unified in one corporate grip. Okay, so let's have a look again. If the left thumb is parallel, and in the pad of the thumb we get 90 degrees of wrist cock. If the thumb goes 1 inch down the handle, guess what? You're going to hinge to about 135, and then you've got a big overswing. But we're not made like that. You see, we're made like that. So it's critical that we keep the thumb parallel and in the pad. Now, the next thing to understand is that the parallel nature ensures that the club hinges in the correct plane. The danger would be that if the black line were diagonal, I would hinge across the plane. So let me show you that. I'm on the 18th tee at Pebble Beach here, and I'm going to hit you a shot normally. So just have a look at the top of my backswing. I will coil, and I can release. Pulled the shot a little bit for you with the pause, but never mind. You could see that the club hinged in plane. Now, if the thumb goes diagonal, the danger is that I'm going to hinge across the plane, you see, because the left thumb has been corrupted. So, I'm not saying I want to do it, but there's the thumb going diagonal strong, and now I'm going to get to the top. The club is across the line. Okay, I can hit all sorts of bad shots from there. Secondly, if the left thumb is diagonal this way, then I'm going to hinge over the plane. My left wrist might bow and it'll limit my wrist hinge. So my shoulder turn allied to the weak diagonal left thumb would create this motion at the top, and I've got to make a correction. So keep it simple, presenting the shaft at a right angle to the target line, the parallel thumb, unified grip. All I have to do now is load the shoulder and hit a draw. So there's great safety in knowing how important the left thumb is. It is pivotal. The left thumb controls your wrist cock. Your left thumb governs whether you hinge across the line or over the line. And if the left thumb is neutral, you're going to hinge in plane. I've got a good young friend called Dan Frost, and Dan Frost is one of the brightest young teachers in the country, and he designed this Sure Set swing training aid, and it's a bit like having an explainer in your briefcase. Now, he's put a training grip based on a neutral grip on the handle, so this yellow grip is very much a part of the Sure Set. Now, can you see when I hold the Sure Set, you can see that the thumb is parallel to the grip. So when I cock my wrist, the rubber ball rests here, and I can adjust that a little bit just to make that fit me. So there's wrist cock with the parallel thumb behaving, and now look, when I turn, you can see that everything is good. All right. Now, unfortunately, David Ledbetter produced the swing setter that had 2 golf balls, and it made you cock your wrists. But biomechanically, the swing setter that Mr. Ledbetter developed encouraged a diagonal thumb. So there was a fault, and it meant that people hinged their wrist incorrectly and then had to bow to make a correction. So if you're going to make a training aid, you need to make sure that it's biomechanically and scientifically sound. I totally believe in the Sure Set. I'm not so sure about Mr. Ledbetter's swing setter with the 2 balls that click. Okay? So, if the left thumb is important to the grip, you need a training aid that does that. So you can see, I can set my wrists and then I turn my shoulder, forearm rotation is healthy, and I can't sort of collapse and lose my width. So watch that again. I cock the wrists with the Sure Set and I turn. You can see that everything's in plane. I wouldn't be able to use this super little device if my left thumb were at a parallel, and that's why Dan Frost went to the trouble of putting the classic training grip on the handle. There's a myth or a legend that this is a moulding of Mr. Hogan, Ben Hogan's hands. I don't know if that's true, but I would like to think it was.